Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to UndercoverETuk UK. Guys, we've got a massive week ahead of us. Massive week. We've got the US hearing tomorrow. I can't wait, and the simple reason being, guys, you know it and I know it. Donald Trump's been fighting the establishment for some time now, and this is the first hearing where the man's in charge, and hopefully there's a bit of progression. We've got 4 UFO witnesses that I'm aware of. There's no delays as far as I'm concerned. It's definitely going ahead. George Knapp is in amongst those 4, and obviously he is the man that you want to speak to regarding UAP information, as he's been on the case a very long time and he's got a massive archive. It'd be great if they just brought everyone on board, you know. Transparency would be so much easier if they just asked the world to do certain things. That's just my opinion, but hey, we've got to follow the trail, we've got to follow the news, I guess. Guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm all about recording the skies to capture our own UAP. We've been able to do it for a long time now, and some of you have captured amazing stuff. And honestly, it's better than the footage that's being released at the moment. Okay, now I'm hoping they're going to release some 4K stuff, hoping they're going to release some real compelling stuff. But honestly, what you guys are capturing, what you're sending into Robert, a custodian file, what you're sending into me, the best things that we can show, the best things that you guys have ever recorded will get shown. Trust me. Go back through your footage, analyse your own stuff. You need a big screen, slow the footage down, go frame by frame when you see something, double check the speed, look for plasma jets, look for radio frequencies. If you've got a radio detector, that's the way to go. With that said, let's get into today's topic, because we've got a banger for you today. Okay, Skywatch signal. A geneticist says he's found alien fingerprints in our DNA. Max Mayashev-Rempel dug through family genetic data and claims 2% of kids carry edits that shouldn't exist. Let's talk about it. Number 1. Max has a PhD in molecular biology, worked in cancer research plus biotech, and now runs something called the DNA Renaissance Lab. In May 2025, he posted a preprint with a wild title: Preliminary Evidence of Traces of Alien Genetic Mutation in Humans. Wow. Number 2, he pulled data from 581 families in the 1000 Genomes Project. Normally, kids inherit everything from mum and dad, but in 11 families, the kids had DNA fragments that belonged to neither parent. One case was insane. A child carried 348 extra genetic changes, all clustered in a 16 kb chunk on chromosome 3. Both copies of the chromosome showed the same edit, as if the code had been rewritten. Number 4. Here's the thing. These kids were born in 1990, so CRISPR, C-R-I-S-P-R, didn't exist yet. No known natural processes make that kind of clustered change. This data led Max to the conclusion of something non-human was tinkering with our DNA. Not the first time we've heard of it, to be fair, folks. Not the first time we've heard of it. Number 5. It wasn't random either. 2 unrelated families had changes in the exact same spot. Statistical chance of that being basically 0. He calls it a preferred integration site, like someone going back to the same button in the code. Number 6. To see if it connects to abduction claims, he even ran a tiny side test. 2 families who believe they had alien encounters uploaded their 23andMe data. He says he found similar non-parental DNA there too. Wow. Number 7. Now, before anyone runs with this, it's not yet peer reviewed. It's a preprint. Could be a sequencing error, contamination, or bad interpretation, but Max argues the changes are too big, too clustered, and too early to dismiss. Number 8. If he's right, then the implications are massive. It would mean sightings and crash retrievals are not just noise. The real evidence has been inside us all along. A hidden signature waiting to be noticed. Number 9. If you think it's bold science and pure fringe, it's one hell of a twist on the UFO story. Disclosure might not come from the skies, it might come from our own DNA. And guys, it seems to me like between the DNA, the sightings, and the big ass rock, there's a lot of things going on. A lot of people wondering, you know, could these things be real? I think anyone that's just looking at the rock and they're like, oh, is it, you know, UFOs aren't real, they're not looking at the rest of the research and evidence. They are very much real. They can do some incredible things. And who knows whether they can drill inside a rock and just use that rock to propel themselves across space and time in their own little atmospheric bubble. Who knows? They can go through the ground, they can go through the ocean, they can travel at stupid speeds instantaneously. It's all on the table, folks. It's all on the table. Thank you very much, Skywatch Signal. Give him a follow. Again, really well written, and just another perfectly well put together article, mate. Max, I appreciate what you're doing. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's worth a look, right? And I'm glad you brought it up on the radar. Just on the off chance. Thank you very much, guys. All right, onto some evidence. Now, this is coming from, well, Robert, a custodian file, sent it to me, but this was sent to him from Chip. And he'd obviously been looking online to see, you know, what's going on, see if he could find anything. And this was taken from a SpaceX mission. Guys, let me know specifically if you recognise the mission, but looks to me like a rocket's taken off. And we'll just go through the footage because a couple of things happen that's really quite interesting. We'll just start it again. So right hand side there, you see an object just zip through. Now the cameras aren't really great for motion, guys, okay? They're only going to pick up, you know, very basic motion. So we're always very lucky to find stuff on cameras like this. But this is really cool what happens here. Look at that. And what does that remind? For those that follow the channel, a few weeks ago, I showed a live cam of an object very similar. And a lot of people dismissed it, right? And I came up with the same thing that I'm going to come up with right now. It looks like a shoe. And I say that because they do, when passing really fast, look like shoes. They're probably as big as a shoe, to be honest with you. You know, size 4 or 5. It's insane. I don't know what this is, like this infringement here, whether it's some kind of energy pocket this thing's passing through. I don't know. No idea. But it's caught on camera, guys. It just seemingly appears and disappears, and it's very gradual as well. It's not like and I don't, maybe that's just down to the camera. I mean, it disappears quickly. See how it just boof. It's quick. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. That is honestly, like, I know it, for a lot of people that are just looking at this, you're thinking that, come off it, Rob. Look, guys, this sort of stuff is captured on live cams all the time. And thank you very much, Chip, for letting Robert know, and thank you very much, Robert, for letting me know. I thought it was worth a show. And this is what they're on about, guys. Really fast moving objects that are all over the place. And, you know, the scientists are coming out with it now, and they're saying, look, hey, this is some of the best evidence. Gary Nolan just said it last week, and we're now starting to see more and more evidence come through, guys. It is really going to get real busy, and honestly, the more we are aware of these things, I think the more they show themselves, which is why I say expect the sightings to ramp up, guys. Okay, Truth Poll up next, and I may have played this one recently, but I tell you what, this is really relevant to what I've got coming up later on in the week, where we talk about telepathy, mind reading, all sorts of stuff. Guys, hang on to your seats, but this week is going to be awesome. Truth Poll says, you can train your mind to awaken psychic abilities. It's been confirmed that children are more attuned to these abilities, whether it's foresight, extrasensory perception, remote viewing, or precognition, etc. Documentary is called Superhuman on YT. Guys, I encourage you to check it out. Let's have a little look at this clip.
You are witnessing children reading and playing, completely blindfolded.
The other dragons were purple with smooth, shiny scales.
It might seem like a magic trick, and when I first saw it, I thought the same thing. This can't be true. But what if I told you that you too can train yourself to see without your physical eyes?
Hello, mister.
Anyone can do this. And if we can train our brains to see with a blindfold on, then we can also cultivate this higher power to make our brain do just about anything. So how do we do it? There are a few different methodologies that all achieve the same result because they're based on the same principle. If you believe it, you can achieve it.
I can do this. Anybody can do this. Everything's your attitude.
Green, excellent. Pink, marvelous.
In your head, you just need to think, please may I turn my energy on.
So then how are these children and adults seeing in pitch black masks? They're able to see because they truly believe that there is light present in the environment around them. They visualized that there was light coming in from the environment, piercing through their mask, and soon enough the light became so bright that they could see as if the masks weren't even there.
Tell me what's on this card.
Teacup.
Belief can supersede what the brain thinks and does. It's the ultimate validation that our consciousness can make our physical brain do exactly what we want it to do. We all have the power to achieve and manifest these superhuman abilities. So it's not seeing is believing, but rather believing is seeing.
Really, really interesting there, and I can't wait to get into the next couple of interviews. We're going to talk to Dr. Robert Shipe on Thursday regarding his best friend and his abilities, and we're also going to talk to someone else in the week, midweek on Wednesday, and she's got a story to tell, and it all revolves around this, folks. So I'll leave it down to you guys to judge and decide, but I'm just trying to connect the dots here. So moving on. Okay, Somewhere in the Skies podcast. They posted this. It's just the pictures and details of the 4 people that are going to be coming forward for the US Congress hearing tomorrow. I just want to go over each person and just look at their credentials. Alexandro Wiggins, Senior Chief Operations Specialist, USS Jackson, Pacific Ocean, February 15th, 2023. Witnessed tic-tac shaped objects exiting the water. Interviewed by George Knapp. On to the next. Jeffrey Mercatelli, former US Air Force security officer stationed at Vandenberg AFB, October 14th, 2003. Witnessed giant red square object over launch facilities. Red square objects returned that night. Dylan Borland, US Air Force veteran, geospatial intelligence analyst. Worked for BAE Systems Aerospace Company and Interpid Solutions and Services. UAP witness. Very little is known about him or the UAP incident. Interesting one indeed. We do like new stuff. If they're bringing forward an unknown, guys, and an unknown to the public, he must have something compelling. And of course, we've got George Knapp, news reporter, investigative journalist for Class TV in Las Vegas, known to have broken the Bob Lazar story and Skinwalker Ranch, has interviewed Wiggins and Nucatelli on Weaponized podcast, journalist protections ? Obviously, a lot of people know who George Knapp is. Guys, it's going to be an interesting one. I really feel like Congress are going to try and put together the best task force with the best evidence, but they've got to do it gradually, guys. It's a controlled disclosure, this one. Let's move on. Okay, guys, we're going to end on this one. This was an interview with Anna Paulina Luna and Abby Loeb on the Soul Foundation channel, and they're just talking about everything regarding the UAP hearing and 3i Atlas. I encourage you to watch it if you haven't already. I just wanted to play you guys a quick clip.
Congressional perspective, I'm not saying that these things are little green men, but what I am saying is it's definitely something that we need to look into and to take seriously. And I'm not the only one that thinks that either. I'm just the only one that's going public about it.
Yeah, we know that there are many people in Congress that take this seriously, but are saying a lot less publicly than one would expect, given the gravity of the issue. What do you want to see happen, let's say, over the next 5 years on the issue? I mean, there are calls for full disclosure. There are calls for a more gradual, incremental process. There's a need for further legislation. There's a need for Congress to understand this is something for it to govern. I mean, what's your ideal scenario over 5 years on this?
My ideal scenario would be to house a website where all the information that we're being shown or information that comes in, whether it's on military equipment that can be declassified, can be housed for the American people to go to and find. This whole idea, oh, well, information might be out there publicly. Well, where do people go to find it? They make it so difficult to find. And then also too, going back to what I found to be a really interesting disinformation campaign that I'm watching take place in real time. You know, I think that these former heads, former directors of these agencies that have been known to lie to Congress and put out false information, blockade investigations, those people should be held criminally accountable. But that would be up to the Department of Justice. And so I think getting something on the books, again, the UAP Disclosure Act, something with teeth that can actually help push this forward would be huge. And we do have a really small window of opportunity for this specifically, because now our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has been one of the biggest voices in this. And a lot of people forget that. And so, you know, I think that I'm proud to say that I'm in the same perspective and mindset as Secretary Rubio on this topic. And so we're going to be continuing to push on our end. But I think that you will find a lot of our investigations to be interesting. So don't pay attention to the naysayers. It's a very small group of weirdos anyways that are saying anything about it. So we'll deliver.
We will deliver, guys. That is a good message to end on. I want to thank Abby and Anna as always, because you guys are really pioneers for the public knowledge and understanding of these things. You're pushing the idea from a professional background, and we need that, and we need transparency. And with that said, we do need your support as well. Please like, subscribe, comment. It's all free to do. If you want to go even further, consider a membership so that I can continue doing what I'm doing regardless of the views, regardless of the algorithm, guys. It's all about UAP research. Keep the cameras in the skies, get them emailed into me, undercoveretuk@gmail.com. Looking forward to tomorrow with Jason Sands and of course the UAP hearing. Take care, all the best, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.